All right, here we go. We've got GDI Mirror. Striker, by the way, says that's his first time playing Jackson, and oh my god, Jackson is OP. Which, yeah, Jackson is busted.
Jackson is... I think Jackson's good. I just think, like, he's not super applicable to every deck in the world. I think he's very versatile, though. I think that... Same with Strong Arm, though. I think Strong Arm and Jackson are really versatile.
I think that the problem with Strong Arm, I think, Strong Arm is better than Jackson in the right matchup, for sure, because Turret is so strong, and certain maps, Turret is amazing. But Jackson is always good, whereas sometimes Strong Arm does nothing.
I guess the way you can phrase it is that Jackson doesn't have any bad matchups.
Yes, really. Absolutely. Jackson is like a 7 across the board, whereas Strong Arm varies from like a 1 to a 10.
Okay, so Striker going very, very early Predator. This is exactly what he did in the previous game almost.
If it works, right?
Yeah, but Koda hasn't actually gone heavy and picked up... snipers. I haven't seen snipers in a while.
Yeah, Koda loves snipers. This is the second time playing snipers in this series. Last time he lost, it was the first match. And I believe snipers may have been a large part of his loss because they're just not powerful anymore, sadly. But this is Koda's favorite deck. Koda basically stopped playing when they nerfed snipers.
I mean, I'll be honest, there isn't that much in Striker's deck that immediately counters snipers.
Oh, I agree with you completely. I've seen Striker's deck a few times, and I believe that snipers are one of his biggest weaknesses. But the problem is that if snipers were still good, he would really struggle against a sniper deck. But snipers are just inherently weak now, which allows him to beat them. Like, you can just tank spam to beat snipers. And look, as we see here, these shocks have just walked around the dogs. And Koda's going to win this missile because of his good sniper play, and it's a good map for snipers. But mostly he won that missile because the Predator was low hit points, and he was able to send his own Predator to kill it.
So this is just classic post-missile aggression. As soon as you take the missile, you just try and put pressure on the opponent's harvester. Forces them to build awkward counters. Allows you to set up around the points because they're spending their resources dealing with the counter to your harvester. But this isn't the best map for sort of getting a really solid aggression on the harvester because it's so close to the base that the opponent can react and get to the point really quickly.
Koda's misplayed there by changing his Predator target. He should have finished off that first Predator tank. He did actually get the harvester though, which I'm very surprised by.
Yeah, but I want to know what he can invest that Tiberium into. That's the thing.
True.
Like when you're playing this deck, like what do you actually invest the Tiberium into?
Yeah, you're right. He's got 290 Tiberium floating. That harvester kill doesn't really help him at all. It slows Striker down though. Striker's actually very Tiberium light, so that's all it's redone. But here we're seeing the failings of snipers again. Like the snipers lost a model there. They were only killing one shock trooper and they lost a model, and now they're reduced in power by like 33%.
Oh, I like this. I like this from Koda. He's got that Tiberium to float, and he's gone into the Talon. Although there's a really quick response coming out from Striker, just going into the Pitbull. But he's super vehicle heavy now, and the jump jets are going to get so much work done. Yeah,
these jump jets are just a fantastic response here. The Talon, I agree with you. The Talon was excellent. I think he actually should have been more aggressive with the Talon. I think he should have started charging that missile when he had that advantage. But maybe he knew that a Pitbull would be so close that he needed to keep it safe. He should be able to get onto both pads here. It was very close. He was risking it.
Oh yeah.
Hard to say how it's going to go. I think what is Striker doing? Why has Striker moved his Predator off the top? That's going to cost him the missile here. Oh no, Koda didn't block.
Very nearly.
Koda didn't block properly. Could have a Striker missile instead. Where's his Predator? Where's his Pitbull going? There's some serious missed micros from Striker here. He has twice now moved off this pad when he should have just should have easily had it sorted. I think he's gonna. Is he gonna take it? Oh, it's so hard to say right now.
I think this is going to go
Striker. Yep, it looks like Striker missile.
I think what's come undone here is that Koda has been dominant in this game when he had where his Talon is right now, where he had the snipers. Koda's been dominant in this game where the snipers have been set up and protected because there hasn't really been a good answer from Striker. As soon as he lets that position slip, he loses all control of the missile platforms because I actually think, in general, Striker is microing a bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you. Apart from that heinous miss micro at the top pad a couple of times there, I agree with you in general, the micro's been better. I think actually he lost that missile because there was a Predator on the bottom, Pitbull on the bottom, and he sent a Predator instead of jump jets. If those had been jump jets, they could have got on the pad and easily cleaned up that Pitbull. And if not won the missile, they would have at least kept it going for a long time.
So this is another situation.
Again, it's the same thing. He needs to fight over both pads, and he's just fighting over one.
What I do like from Koda is that he's continuing the harvester aggression, because if you look at the actual Tiberium economy of both of these players, you've got Striker who's literally stretched to his Tiberium limits. I mean, he's building as it goes, and actually putting pressure on the harvester does like.
Yeah, but needs to get these jump hits on now. Oh, that was close.
Exactly. Yeah.
I really liked that play of getting the Predator around the back to block, but he didn't capitalize on it enough. Like, he sent the Predator around the back so that the more units couldn't get onto the pad, but he didn't capitalize quickly enough. And he's missed the block again on the top. So now he just has to suicide units in this bottom pad over and over and over. Although, no, Striker's neglecting the top pad. And Koda gets it.
Completely.
He's completely neglected that top. Oh, that's a misplay from Striker there. I think he could have continued to contest. But I think that the economy advantage from Koda was really what able to win him that game. He was able to just continuously make whatever he wanted as soon as he was able to. Yeah, whereas Striker was barely able to afford anything.